Hello, welcome to the Cornerbird Studio live stream. It's been a while, and I think it's been a long time since I streamed Nomad Sculpt stuff. Holy shit, it's 2 months. Sorry for being slow, but trying my best. Let's have some fun today. I'm going to work on some Dandadan stuff. Season 2 is out. I'm so hyped. I love it so much. Love it so much. I feel like this huge sense of relief when I watch the anime adaptations that how do I phrase the sentence? But like when manga adaptations are done really well, and the essence of the artist drawings and like not just the style but like the mood of the characters, like how they feel, how they talk, and the overall vibe of how the manga is drawn. Yeah, like the essence of it when it's adapted so well in the anime, it's like the best feeling. So I'm just going to do some Dandadan stuff while I'm feeling anxious and I don't really know what type of shit to do. So, look at this, so cute. My god. I gathered some reference. Lots of reference. I think like when the way that the creepy stuff are done, it's like there's a lot of drawings of creepy things that don't look aesthetic. I feel like this manga artist, the way that he drew creepy stuff, or the way that he draws creepy stuff, it's like done really well. I think that's the other thing which I really like. The manga is really beautiful. Like my boyfriend and I, we found. I don't remember. I guess like I kind of stumbled to Dandadan. Was it last year? The manga, and then I started reading it, and then I'm not sure that I showed my boyfriend or he started reading it too, and then he was like, "Oh, the art is so beautiful," and then we bought like 2 volumes of it. Should have bought more. Maybe this time when I go to Japan, then I'm gonna buy more, because like on the, I guess like actually not really. I guess the English version is also nice. You know, like how sometimes mangas are adapted, was translated to English, and then the title text and all that looks so different because it's written in English. I guess like the English version of Dandadan is done pretty well, but I guess like the Japanese one still looks the best. I'm gonna do Momo next time. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do Momo now, because I feel like I don't really know whether I can do her well. And I guess, yeah, I think I haven't really done this kind of things before, and I want to try and make this one. It's so cute. And then, yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this one. So I did this the other day, and I was thinking I'm not really sure whether it will turn out well, and I'm glad that it did. So I'm going to find a body reference, maybe this one, and I'm going to, you know, what kind of pose do I want? If you're new to my channel, this is my live streams are usually just me doing my work in progress and stuff. And it's been a while since I do Nomad Sculpting. Let me see. So it's nice to get back. I just finished like kind of I just finished like one personal project. That's why I was doing lots of Procreate stuff, a lot of painting things before this. And I guess it's already time to go back to Nomad Sculpt. I'm pretty tired today too. Let's do our best. Like, look at this, so cute. I love so much when Togo Granny is eating delicious food, and it looks so delicious when she eats it. And I love this song so much. It's the best. Oh, is it out of focus? Love this song so much. I love everything about the anime. The songs, the best. The expressions, the best. Everything's the best. Like season 2, it's is it okay to say it? Like, I guess it's not really spoilers. Well, I guess it's spoilers, never mind. But season 2, the fight scenes are the best. Let me see. I'm tired, so I'm like just talking nonsense while trying to orientate myself to this. Oh my god, oh shit. Outliner is messy. Okay, let's do some cleanup. I think this one is old. Oh, which reminds me, every stream sessions I have like a teaching point of the day or learning point of the day. So for this one, is it too bright? No, this is fine. I was struggling a bit with the form of the cat face, but after trying to sculpt, initially I was sculpting like this, like from one object, from one sphere, but I find it very difficult to create these kinds. I find it difficult to do this kind of things, like these shapes, cleanly. Probably because I don't really have a lot of, like, I don't have enough experience in this kind of things. But like to make this distinct shape and this one, it was pretty difficult. And I decided to change the tactic of how I approach this, and then I have like 1, 2, and 3. So the nice things about doing something like this is that when you create, let me just change this back to this one. Let's change back to, let's do some colors. So the benefit of doing something like this is that, let me get the image that I was referencing, something like this, is that I can kind of like do sculpt individual parts like this. Then this one is like something like that. They all started from a sphere, so create a sphere, do this, validate this, then dynamic topology, because that's how I sculpt my stuff. And then do this, and then do like that. I'm just doing a really rough bit over here. And that's essentially how this was done. Then this one was just like a kind of like a V-shaped thing. it doesn't matter what it looks like inside the intersections, because we're going to voxel merge this. So when the shapes are kind of like what I want the shapes to be like, maybe like this. I can also make this part a little bit less, this part a bit less flat, but doesn't really, it's not really that far off. So something like this. Then I'm going to select all these and join this into one object. And then remesh this like that. So now this whole thing is one object like this. And this way, when we smooth these areas out like this, you'll be able to create nice, there's like a nice flat area here, nice plane change here, and then we smooth this out, and then it becomes a smooth thing. Then this one, we lost some of the sharpness, so I can use the crease tool and add more definition to these areas here, something like that. And then I've used the tubes tool like this, to create the black outlines like that. Hello, Midnight Playground. Yeah, yep, it's looking nice. Welcome back, and it's nice to see you again. So this one, you can change this to black. And then that is the base of how this whole thing was made. So let's undo everything. Let me see. Okay, so let me like name all these things first, because outline organization is really important, but it always gets so messy. Let me see, this is eventually Momo and Okarun are going to be in this file, so I need to make sure that these are. Why is this so sharp? What's always this sharp? Let me orientate myself a bit first. when renaming lots of files and all this stuff, especially for outliners, it's a lot nicer to have a physical keyboard to type everything. Okay, this one's done. I can hide this. What's this? Oh, nose. Okay. Then this one. Yes, and sometimes I like this process because it feels pretty brainless. It's pretty chill to just do all these things. What color? What is this? Just saw the chat. Yeah, it's been a while. I feel like I just stupidly spiral out of control. But like, I guess I got a break yesterday. Which I haven't posted my daily Twitter stuff. Damn it. I'll finish this up and then post my daily post. But yeah, it feels nice to just like clear out everything. What's this? Let me see, this is the cat. Do I want to rename these? I guess so. Line. It kind of feels, I guess like it kind of feels a bit pointless to like name everything cat like this, but then it makes a lot more sense when actually it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with it. Sure, I guess it makes more sense when bringing it to Blender, because in Blender you have all the objects. Like how to say, if you bring in the file, then all the objects will be kind of like just listed in the outliner. And then I mean, I'm not really sure how else to do it. Probably if I split them up, that would be better. But then I find like in the past few projects, I have to spend some time to organize the objects in the outliner in Blender. So if you have all the objects named like this, then at least it's easier to see in Blender, like, oh, these are like the cat objects and all that. Yeah. We all need to reset, yes. I feel like especially it kind of feels weird, and like I feel like I should know better by now. But every time I finish something major, like a lot of work is done. And I guess like posting the finished works and all that for the finished project, I guess like I just like go kind of like crazy a bit sometimes. Not sometimes, every time. So yeah, it's nice to do something like this to just like clear everything out. But yeah. Yes, it makes sense to me. There's also this actually if I just group them, I always have to think about these kind of things a lot sometimes. Wait, always and sometimes. Yeah, I guess like sometimes I just have to think a bit even though I've done quite a lot of sculpts, I'm still like quite stuck with these kind of things. Like, how do I want to organize my files? Okay, I'm just going to like not overthink it and just do what I've set out to do. Let me see. Cat, this one. But I think if it's something like this, then I'll just... Where is the group? Maybe I'll just move this up. Move this. Okay, now the group is there. I think it's especially true if you're doing your own projects. Like, you can kind of just do whatever workflow that you want for yourself. Well, because I used to work in a company though, a VFX company. So, like, I guess like once you start working in a group or a large company or even small companies, or even just like with a partner or something on a 2-person project, like suddenly organizing the files in a better way becomes really important, because you're like trying to communicate with other people, and like even with good organization, there's a lot of miscoms happening. So you just want to eliminate any time of miscom that you can get from these kind of things. But if it's just my own thing, then it's just my own thing. Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't really think about it, of like doing the things my way, giving inspiration to other people. I like the way that you put things. Yeah, that's true. But also, like, working in a company made me realize that so many different people have their own way of working. So like within certain constraint, like it's fine to do things your own way, and then after that you have to follow like the universal office code on how to organize the things. But it was pretty cool to see like how different people work. It's like even within the same software or like doing the same things, like even the act of like sculpting something like this, like I think like it will vary so much between person to person. Yeah, it's very cool to learn that kind of thing. Why are you not smooth? Because this is a group, I'm just going to... I'm not sure whether future me will thank myself for like naming it this way, but I think for now I'll just... Oh man. Actually... Oh my god. I'm having second thoughts. Because in some way having the object being just like nose and head is like, it might be a bit... It might be a bit clearer actually. You know what? I'm just going to revert to how I did last time. Oh my god. Can't make up my mind. I think that's why I like to live stream these sort of things, like work in progress, without any script or like any plan, because I feel like I also learn something about myself this way. And also like learn about, I guess, talking through things about like, oh, what do I do with the outliner? It kind of gives me a better idea of what I should do. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, this one is, and I don't like the, but actually no, I can do this. So I'm gonna create the group here, and then I'm going to align it. I should have done it for the other one too. Maybe I'll put it here. Just because if I put it in the center of this, then I can, wait. And then if I want to rotate this, then it makes more sense. Although it's not going to be easy to rotate. I think I need to fix this. Because right now the apologize to future me. Sumimasen. I think it happens so many times when like I'll be like, oh damn it, I should have done it this way. And then life is just pain. But yeah, so for these kind of things, because I wanted to create a curve like this, so I kind of just like hide this inside like that. I feel like there should be a better way to do this, because the problem with this is that it becomes difficult to move this around. Yeah, I need to think about that. And then this one is the whiskers. Maybe I'll put it whenever I do organization. Wait, are you what? I also think about, wait, why are you there? Also think about where I want to put the groups, the pillar points for this. And thankfully I've already done the tutorial on why I do things like this. I think, wait. Did I? Or is it in the next one? Shit, maybe I haven't. Okay, never mind. So I like to think about where I put the groups. So you can see like the groups are at where it makes sense. Oh man, I should put it like on one side. Because like right now it's like this. I keep forgetting sometimes to do like to push, just like work on one side like this, and then I need to fix it later. But it's pretty easy to fix this. Wait, is it easy to fix this? Actually, maybe not. I need to remember to like just work on one side. Let's see. Let's put you in here, put you in here. So this one is the whiskers. Eyebrows. Eyelashes. Oh, I forgot this. Okay, I'll make it later. What's this? Oh, this the mouth. bell should be with the collar. This is the outer ear. Outer ear. I like to name things in like, let's say if there's multiple objects for, let's say for example the ear, there are multiple objects, then I like to call it like ear outer or ear in, because that way when everything's listed in like just like vomited out into your outliner, then if you arrange things based on the alphabets, then you have like all the ears together, and then it'll be like ear outer, ear inner. If let's say you do like outer ear and inner ear, then it'll be like I and O, and then they will kind of like split apart. You can also just call it in. I can even call it like ear white and ear red, whatever naming conventions that you like. Not judging. Well, this is something that I learned from, which one is it? Was it this one? Oh no. So I learned it from this one, where I did this birthday card of Luffy. And this was the first time that I used the tubes tool to make outlines. So if I hide the outline, let me just hide this real quick. This one. Like when I hide this, it looks quite scary. And I'm like, oh man, it looks so scary. And I'm thinking like, what is missing? And then I look at the drawings again and I'm like, oh, the eyeline is missing. But there's the thing of, I'm not really sure whether it's probably because I work with dynamic topology. So this one is painted. Let me just switch off the post-process. This one is painted. And if I want more definition, then I'll just need to add like more polygons. So this one, because it's like a birthday card, it's not like a, not anything, not like, I don't need it to be very clean or anything. Then from this distance, it looks nice already. But then if you, let's say you want to do this for like, I don't know, just portfolio or something, when you zoom up here, then you can see that you need a lot of, it's been so long since I done Nomad Sculpt stuff that like I've forgotten my even though I did the macropad tutorial, I've been painting quite a lot. So let's say if I do I drop this one, so I can do like sharper image, like a sharper drawing like this, but then you'll see like the resolution, it's just gonna go crazy. So for this case, because this is just like a cosmetic one-sided thing, and there's like indentation and all that it was just a lot faster for me to sculpt into the object like this, like that. And then since it's already there, then I just painted it. I just want to make sure that I'm not saving anything. But then in this case, where like the eye is such a prominent feature of the face, and like with manga, you kind of want to do a clean lines to make things sharper, like make things look more polished. And I was thinking like, it kind of looks easy to do with tube tool. And then when I adjusted this, when I created this thing, I was like, oh yeah, it is very easy, because you can adjust the radius. You can shift things around. with painting, you can't really shift things around that easily because you're going to move the object with it. But with this one, like let's say if I made a mistake with this eyeline, then it's very simple for me to just move things like that. Or if I want to make it thinner, I can make it thinner just by doing this. I can push it in like this. Yeah, I'm sitting here nodding. Wait, what do I want to do? I feel like I'm also someone like that. Well, like, especially when I'm talking on the phone. I know that the person can't see me, but then I'm like emoting. Yeah. I'm not sure whether people do this because I don't really, like, for one thing, I'm not really online a lot. And if I'm online, it's because I need to do work. So I'm not really sure whether or not it's like done a lot, this kind of thing. Another nice feature is like you can snap this like that. So you can snap like this. And then I'll make it thinner. And then I can even decrease the length if I want to, like this. You can see how versatile this is. Like that. And then now I can create this kind of like eye back line on him. Like that. And then when you zoom out, it's pretty clean looking. And the other nice thing about this is that you can change the color like this. Whereas for paint, if you want to change the color, then maybe it's like limitation of Nomad Sculpt. I don't really like to use layers because where is layers? Is it this one? Because I say if I add a layer and I paint this, if I paint like this, then it's fine, and then I can like adjust the color like this. But then once you smudge, or probably, I'm not sure whether this erasing does anything. And I'm not sure whether this is like a bug within Nomad Sculpt or like it's some intentional thing. But you can see like now the mesh is flickering a bit. Okay, it's a bit hard to see because I have this screen protector that's kind of like dotty. But you can try this out for yourself if you have Nomad Sculpt. And then you try and add a layer, and then you smudge the paint, and then you see like there's some flickering going on. So that was another reason. Like if let's say this doesn't happen, like this bug doesn't happen, then maybe I might do some painting too. Like I can set this to a different layer, and then if I want to change the color, then I can adjust the colors very easily like this. But for now, if you do anything transparent, any paintbrush that is transparent, and you smudge it, or I think erasing might also cause this, then it's going to cause a flicker on these areas over here that is like semi-transparent. So I don't really recommend this. And this is just a lot cleaner, like in terms of keeping things more separate, like colors, the line work, and also in outliner you can see like eyebrows, eyeline. It's very easy to separate things and keep them fresh. And also it's a lot easier to like come back later on and fix whatever shit that you've done. And yeah, it's like yeah, it's like doing G-pen stuff. Yeah, it's like that. And I'm going to show you how to make the tubes more curved. Let me see if this one has it. Oh, I want to show you this. It's so cute. Oh my god. Look at this. It's so cute. I'm going crazy. When I was at like one of my peak crazy modes, I decided to make this and just like stare at this for like an hour and just look at how cute it is. So for this one, you can see the eyebrows are separate like this, but then I painted these things in, so you can see like the difference between each of them. One of the nice things about doing painting like this, especially so when you're painting, you know what, I think eraser is fine. I think just don't smudge a transparent thing. Oh wait, no. I guess just paint everything on one layer. So the nice thing about painting is that you can create these kind of gradients like this. So you can see like you can't really get something like this with the tube tool. And for something like this, it's done by... Why am I not painting? Oh, because this eraser mode. My god, so stupid. So it's done like this. Let me just change the color a bit. And then with the eraser, just lightly, because there's like very little polygons here, but you can just lightly erase things away or even smooth things out. And you can see that there's this nice gradient for the sweat drops. And like it does give a softer look like this. So maybe for wrinkles, maybe painting it would be nicer. But I think this can be easily tube tool too. It's just that when I was making this, I just wanted to add the wrinkles very quickly. And because of that, it's all painted. So yeah. Look at how cute, how fucking cute this is. Yeah, for now, because I've only done them for a few things. Let me see this one. Because it's a few things. Why is this one like that? Oh, yeah, so like with this one, you can see this eyebrow, this tiny eyebrow here is a tubes tool. Actually, how long is this? Oh wait, no, this is not even tubes tool. This is just sculpting. Yeah, Chicago count. Oh no. I was trying to choose the images, and then this one was the best. Wait, why is this wrong? Wait, why are you like this? Wait, why is this one over here? Oh, because okay, no mind. This is so fucking cute. Okay, let's not sidetrack. Let's go back. Oh, and then this one, I want to do free run and dungeon meshi in the future. So this was a test to see like how, because I haven't really done anime characters before. So this was a test on how to, yeah. So maybe I might add tube tool for this. I'm not really sure. But yeah, actually, yeah. So like I think for something like this, maybe because it's like a bit more what time is it now? There's like 3 points coming out, so maybe sculpting is better. But maybe I'm going to try it. Snap. I'm not really sure. Like, this is just a test. But maybe if I want to add very thin outlines like this, it's a bit finicky from the distance. Like that, then I think it will just be a lot easier to use tube stool. Because one of the things, like when you do paint like this, and you go back to sculpting like that, or even if you have multi resolution and then you have to go back, like you have to reverse and subdivide, the paint will start to like blur out every time you smooth, every time you do multi we do multi-resolution. This was something that I found out when I was making my scale armor tutorial, because I was like recording I was recording my tutorial and I was going like back and forth between like the first subdivision and the next one. I think it's just easier to show it to you. Where is it? This one. So let's say if I paint this like this, and then I go back down like this, and then I go up, you can see like it starts to hello momo yeah, chika kawaii. Okay, it's nice to find chika fans out there. Yes, so you can see like it starts blurring out. Like this was before was like that. So that was something that I found from the scale armor tutorial. I was going down, partly because I was like recording different parts of my tutorial, and partly because I was sculpting the pieces at different resolutions like this, and I already have the paint. I already did some paint on it, and I didn't realize at that time, so I kind of like painted like scratches and all that stuff. But then after a while, I was like, wait a minute, like why is the scratches that I painted in so defocused and like so blurred out? And then I realized that if you keep doing this, it's going to start doing this kind of like weird shit like that. So it's, yeah, you just have to pick and choose like which one works better for you. I think but for this one, like I'm not sure whether I want to do this, because it might be cleaner or something, or even like doing what's that, a separate object for this. But I guess for now it's fine. I guess I need to, I'm just making sure that my stuff is fine. Okay. God, that was a long sidetrack. It's always fun to talk about these kind of things, so I sidetrack so easily. Okay. Oh, actually, it's almost done. Oh, it's really done. So that's the nose, that's the head. So head, nose, head, top, mouth. I like to put objects at the top, if I can. So I have the ears here. I don't really rename my mirror groups. So I just leave it like that. Head, nose, mouth, just the mouth. I'm not really sure, Midnight Playground, I'm not really sure what you are referring to for the weird part. I'm not sure whether you are referring to the transparency painting. But yeah, like, I'm not sure whether that was a thing before. But when I started, because I wasn't painting my sculpts at all in the past. And then when I started painting, I, like, yeah, that was around the time when I was like, oh, we can do layers with paint. And then I smudged something. and then like let's say if you smudge the thing in the different layers, and then it causes that that flickering thing. Even if you erase it off, you paint it like 100% opacity and all that, the flickering will still be there. So it's kind of like, I'm not sure whether it's permanent, but I didn't dare to like do it again because I didn't want like this permanent flickering on my scalp. So I just try to avoid it if I can. Yeah. I'm not really sure ARC system. Oh, that's cool. Maybe I'll look at the Dragon Ball and Guilty Gear stuff. Yeah, I really like the line art style in 3D games. I think a lot of them are done pretty well. Okay, let me see. This is the face. Eyeball. I guess I'll put eyeline, eyeball, eyelashes. Mouth line. I might want to separate this one. So I think I'll separate this because... Should I separate it? Maybe I'll... It doesn't really matter that much now. But I guess since... But I can show you like how I usually separate this kind of thing. Wait, I meant the painting part. Oh, don't need to be sorry. I just missed it. It's really weird. Yeah. Oh yeah. The thing about it getting blurry, I'm not sure whether it's like is it because it doesn't retain the information, or is it something that the dev is working on? I'm not really sure. But I don't really use subdivisions, so I don't need to talk about it. Someone else can point it out. But yeah, so like let's say if when I was doing the skill armor tutorial, I just made sure that when I want to paint it for real, that I'm already done with the overall sculpting process. So that means like I'm not going back down the subdivisions. And like I guess I don't need to optimize the file because I have the latest iPad, I have the RAM. But I guess it might be pretty troublesome for people who have like less RAM, or like they want to optimize their file, or their file has a lot of things, and then they want to like go down subdivisions, and then or is it like just me? I'm not sure. Every time something happens, I'm like, is it just me? But yeah, like if it happens to everyone using Nomad Sculpt, then I'll think that it's gonna kind of like suck with people working with subdivisions and then painting everything really nicely. But I don't really use it, so I don't need to report it. Anyway, I tend to like just I guess like I don't really like interactions. So no, I like live stream interactions, but I don't really like to put myself out there for certain things if I can avoid it. So yeah. Unless it's something related to dynamic topology or something, that I'll report the bug on the Nomad Sculpt forum, or else I'll just try to avoid any form of human interaction. Where was I? Oh yeah. So when it comes to organizing, let me see, where's the mirror? When it comes to organizing the objects, different objects, which one is it? Right now the mirror object is over here, so I will go to the gizmo tool and set it to this one. And if I set this to object, it will only move a single object. When I found out about this feature, I was like, oh my god, this whole time I did. I'm not kidding. Like, I will do this. Like, I'll take everything out, and then I'll move this, and then I'll like put everything back in. Oh my god! Now that I'm doing it again, so stupid. So stupid. But anyway, I forgot how I found out about this, but when you're in the gizmo mode, you can change this from auto to object, and then you can, if you just select this one single object, you can move it like that. Like, you can move it without moving everything else. Oh my god, it was so stupid. Wait, after I found out how to do that, I was like, damn it, I should have found out earlier. Wasted so much of my time. Yeah. Yeah, it's not my problem. Oh my god, that bread emoticon is so cute. Yeah, I don't even know if anyone has pointed it out in the forums. So yeah, because it doesn't really bother me, I guess, because I don't really use subdivision. Or even if I use subdivision, it tends to be like this object. Yeah, so like this nose is subdivided. You can see. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, look at that cute nose. And normally when it's like this, I don't. It's just subdivided. Yeah. Normally it's like this, then like I don't really do any paint on them. So it doesn't really affect me. Oh yeah, where was I? So I've moved the mirror group here. But I think I want to start splitting the different objects. So this is for the eye, one for the eyebrows, one for whiskers, and one for the mouth. And the way that I do this is I'll select the mirror group, and then I'll select like this, for example. Oh wait, no, not the eyelash. Eyeline. So I'll select this, and I will clone this and delete this one. Then this way I have a mirror group that is just for the whiskers, like this. And then because the whiskers are a bit lower, I'm going to move this down to align with the whiskers height. So something like this is good. So whiskers is done. Maybe I'll just rename this. And the nice thing is that because the mirror groups is red, is this even? Because this one is red, and you can see the symmetry icon over here. So I know that this is a mirror group. Then this one's for the eye. I guess I want to do the eyebrow next. And then the mouth line. So I'll do it. Eyeball. And then mouth. So this way I have all the objects separate like this. So eyebrows are separate, and then whiskers are separate. Then just make sure that the mirror group, this is called just like a housekeeping kind of thing, where I just like to have the mirror groups near where the objects are. So this one, the mouth. Oh. I think I'll just put it here. Then the eyeball, the same thing. I'll move it up here. It just looks a lot cleaner like this. And they're all along this plane, so it's fine. Okay, let me see if I can. If I validate this. Okay. So I can show you how to fix this kind of mirror problems. Is it this one? No. So you can see like the eye is on the right side. The mouth is on the right side. Whiskers are also on the right side. On the right side. The only objects that's not on the right side is the eyebrows here. So just to make everything cleaner, I want to have all the objects on the right side and then have the mirrored side be like just on the same side. So I'm not really sure like if that's a better way to take notes. I'm not sure whether there's a better way to do this, but the way that I do it is to just validate the mirror group like this. Then I have the nice thing about validating the mirror is that the tubes tool setting is still kept. And you can see that there is a new tubes tool on the right side now. So these are actual objects instead of it being mirrored. And then I'll delete this one. Let's rename this. And now I have all the objects on one side. It just makes it cleaner this way. I did the same thing for this. Let me just open this up. Because like I always like to bring up different files because sometimes with just one example, like maybe it does make sense. But then I keep forgetting which one this is. Actually, no, not this one. So something like this, there's a lot more tubes still going on in the back. So you can see there's a lot more going on over here. Why the hell did I group? This was one of my first few sculpts, so I think the grouping is a bit messy. Why the hell did I do this? You see like how the object is up here? Like this is the object that is mirroring over here. But then my mirror group is like all the way down there. This is kind of like a noob mistake. Because I didn't really know how to like handle these things last time. So if it were me now, I would be moving this up like this. Because this is also a good way to tell like where. So you can see that I have different mirrors for different levels of tubes. So I think that was like a good logic that I did last time. Where like different levels, I just separate the mirrors like this. But then like you can take it to the next level where you place the mirror near the objects where you're mirroring. And then when I click on this, it's really easy for me to like, oh, I'm mirroring the objects up there. Because like when you're really far out here and then you have like just shit ton of objects like this, like if it's just here, I don't know where it is. And it's all the way up there. So it just makes more sense to to just do this, then it's a lot easier. It saves a lot of time too. It's up there like this, and then probably these are the smaller ones. Oh my god. So hopefully, like with this example, it's a lot more clear, like why I do things a certain way. And then, yeah, it's just a lot easier to handle different groups of things when the mirror groups are separated. Also, I brought this up because I wanted to show you where's this one. So like how much cleaner it is when the objects are just at one side like that. I think when I started on this file and I started making all the strands, then the strands were like left and right, left, right, left, right. And then when I went to what's that? I forgot what kind of problems that I had. Like it wasn't really problematic, but it was just like messy visually when like the actual object is on the other side. So this is just a lot better to housekeep this way. Okay, that's enough of this one. Let's just go back. So validate. Yeah, so validating clones the object to the other side. That's the idea of it. Then I'm going to bring this out and then delete this because I don't need this one. Because the mirror group that is validated will create this individual group like this. So where it used to be the mirror group, it will turn into a group node. And this group node will have the same pivot point as the mirror group. As the mirror repeater. So I don't need it because I'm going to put a mirror group again. So I can just delete that one. And I can just duplicate one of these. So I'm going to duplicate this mirror group because I already like the pivot point on this. And then I'm just going to do this, rename this. And do the same thing. I'm going to move this up here. And then now when I hide all these objects, you see how much cleaner it looks like this. Why is the pivot? Why are you there? Wait, what? Why's your pivot point there? Oh my god. All these things keep happening to me. Okay, just make sure that. Okay. I don't like this. Okay. That's nice. This is nice. This is nice. So now I have individual mirror groups for each of them. Because like this is not a lot of objects. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not a lot for what I'm used to working with, because I'm used to working with like hundreds of objects. Oh, are you on Instagram? Yes, I am. Let me just. No, I don't want to autofill, no. Okay. My Instagram is going to be more like polish and finish stuff. Eventually all of these will go onto Instagram. But for now, when I'm still working on it, it's not going to show up on Instagram. My Instagram account is going to be pretty like what's that called? What's that word? Desolate. But it'll be pretty quiet for a while I'm working on stuff. Like I just finished the mermaid project, and yeah, that was quite a lot of work done. I'm quite proud of it, and I just posted that on Instagram. But finished projects it just takes a lot of time for me. So yeah. But I'm excited to post more finished stuff on Instagram. Hopefully I can post this one in a few months. What am I doing? Okay, I'm gonna try and see if I can. Should I even bother doing it? Maybe for this one. Okay, let's try it. So there's this channel on YouTube. Is it called Making Things? I think his channel is pretty good for explaining how to use the different functions on these. And that's also why I don't really make tutorials on these kind of stuff, because I feel like there's really so many good resources of these explanations video out there. And I think that's where I learned how to curve the edges of tubes too, like this. So I think yeah, so if you bring up the post subdivision to like at least one, so maybe I'll put to 2, then you can see that there's this curve on the edge of the tubes tool. So this was before, and this is after. I should have just done this earlier. Okay, let me see. I'll put linear subdivision to 0. Let me see what it looks like. I guess it's more curved. Yeah, you can see the wireframe. That's how it curves around like that. I think before was like this, and then after it becomes like that. So this is quite a nice thing to do, but maybe I wouldn't do it for the stream because it's going to be time consuming, and because I need to bring this up now. Yeah, so I can get the same kind of effect that I was kind of cheating a bit with hiding the tube stool inside the mesh. I can get the same thing. But the good thing about this is that it's on the mesh, so it's very easy for me to adjust this. Whereas for this, like, I need to adjust it by hiding it inside like that. And then it's just a lot more work to adjust this. So yeah, I should have done this when I was doing this. I keep doing things that I regret. Okay. Oh my god, time is flying when I don't do any work. Okay, let me. These are the ears. I'm just going to rename this. Well, I can finally do some actual sculpting. I'm so sorry it took so long. Okay, I'm gonna do this thing now. Oh my god, it took so long. Probably would use a cylinder for this. So when I look at the object, I'm always thinking about what I can do the simplest. So in this case, it's a flat object with a round shape. So cylinder is nice for these kind of things. I like to do a snap to rotate these to 90 degrees like that. And I'm going to make it pretty thin. Make it smaller. Make it like this. And then put it here. And I'll look at the other pieces. And just to make it a lot easier to look at this. Is it the same material? No, it's not. Is it metal? Just thinking about something. Yeah, maybe I changed my mind. It's not. I'm not going to use cylinder. I'm going to use. I'll just keep it there first. I'm going to use a spear. Dang. Let's paint this up. I'm just doing this because I want to get the wireframe like that. I think it's a lot cleaner than this. That's because it's been a while since I did sculpting, so I kind of forgot. But usually the top of cylinders like this, the wireframe is not really that nice. I think blended too. So using a spear is a lot nicer, I think. Especially because there are all these lines going through the coin. Then it makes a lot more sense to do the lines here if, let's say, I want to paint it on, or if I want to do a texture, then it makes a lot more sense to do it here like this. So let's delete this one. For the triangle, I'm not really sure if I want to. I mean, do the same thing. So for the green part, I think I'll just duplicate this one. I think I can just hide the areas that I don't want visible. So there's a curve to the coin sometimes. Let me see, where is it? Where are you? Okay, not really, it's quite straight. But I think I'll just push this out a bit. Like this. No. Maybe something like this, and then I'll color this the green color. Like this. The bell looks a bit weird because you can only see metal colors in the lit PBR mode like this. So let me see. For something like this piece where it's very symmetrical and what's that, like hard surface, I tend to like using subdivided objects. Just a lot easier to handle. Let me just leave that alone. I want to create the arms now. So using the pivot point of the body sculpt. So this one, I'm going to create a mirror from here, and then take the body geometry out. Now I have the mirror group for the arms, and I can just duplicate this first for the legs. So I just call this the arms. And then the legs. And then this one's a coin. This one is green. Color and the bell. Coin. Guess I'll put all of them down here. Put them down here. I'm just thinking, you can probably just duplicate this since it's there. So if I duplicate the what app am I using? This is WizRef. So if I think I'll just type it. I think it's a bit limited if you know how to use PRF, but it's nice for an iPad thing. And if you hold down, like let's say if I hold down this and select a group of them, then you can sort. Wait, let me just do this. Then you can organize them with this, like that. Can I undo this? Let me see. It's pretty nice. So I'm duplicating the object, the body geometry like this, and then I'll bring up the pivot point here like this so that I can rotate this. And look, suddenly there's an arm. Okay. You can see how my outliner becomes like super messy real fast because I'm always doing things like this. But it's like once you get used to Nomad Sculpt, like it's so easy to do things like that, and then just need to spend some time to organize things. It's a lot more fun to do things this way too, I guess. So when shaping something for a base shape, I'll use the symmetry for, let me see. I'll use the X and Z symmetry. So you can see the symmetry is like, you can see the cross section like this. Then this way it's a lot easier to shape the object like that. Like compared to if there's only one axis. So let's say if I make this side like this, then you can see like the side view is a bit different. And this is for the base shape, so I know that the paws are quite flat. I flatten out at one side. But for the overall shape, I always like to do the symmetry like this first. The downside is that you can't bend objects, but then we can do that later on. Because I just want to get you can see the same symmetry applies to the body geometry, so it's very easy for me to create volume like that. So this was something that I learned from sculpting these very simple sculpts. Which one was it? Like this one? Because when I started sculpting this for the first time, I had a lot of trouble with creating like nice simple forms. I think for the cheeks too, and especially the head and like these bodies. Like after a few hours of sculpting to this, I realized that like why am I not using symmetry on both sides? Because usually these kind of simple characters, the symmetry, the side view and the front view, they're quite similar. And then after I set the symmetry to both the X and Z, then the sculpting became a lot faster this way. I think for Chikawa too, this one, you can see the size of the head. It's just a lot easier to sculpt with both the X and the Z axis. like that. And then it helps to create the very nice round volume that you want with cute things. So let me close that. So because Turbo Granny is need to fix the silhouette. It's quite like cute and round. Then I'm using the same, just using the same concept to create very nice shapes. You can see like just from adjusting very small adjustments, and because I have the symmetry for both like this plane and this plane, it just creates the volume really fast. It's a really nice way to do cute things. I'm going to duplicate this one now for the legs. Look, suddenly there are legs. I think the legs are shorter. No. I guess it depends. Okay, this is good. I guess the legs are around the same. I also like to use dynamic topology at a very low resolution. So maybe like 50%. Then this way it's a lot easier to shape the initial volumes. I don't really know what pose I want to do though. Then now that I want to bend the limbs, I just removed the x-axis because it was mirroring this axis here. So let's just do this. So for something like this, here I should have done this earlier. You can also apply the same. Okay, can I? The same thing where I can do the XY mirror, then I can adjust all 4 corners at the same time. Because it's quite symmetrical, this object. Is there a reason why you didn't keep I guess it depends on is there a reason why you didn't keep? You mean like for subdivision, like compared to subdivision dynamic topology? Or for objects with dynamic topology? Well, after sculpting a lot of hard surface armor, I realized that when I sculpt with dynamic topology like this, and this is just I'm not sure whether it answers the question, but this was something that I realized after sculpting hard surfaces, including the scale armor, is that it's a lot easier to keep a nice hard surface when the wireframe is more proper like this, and yeah, it's just a lot easier to go down and adjust the shape. So I think for nowadays when I need to sculpt hard surface, I tend to prefer this. Like even for this thing behind this object here, even for this I just prefer to have it to use subdivision because it feels a lot cleaner, the lines here. You can see how much cleaner this is. Oh yeah, because oh don't be sorry, I like to answer this kind of stuff. I like to talk about this kind of stuff, so thank you for asking and thank you for hanging out in the stream. But like it might be like a skill issue thing, but like I'm sure a lot of people, there are people out there who can just like use clay and like sculpt the best armor pieces. But because I don't really have a lot of experience doing hard surface, and I tend to do more organic sculpts, so it's just a lot easier. I just found that it's a lot easier to control something like this, to especially for things that are very symmetrical, or even for the color. You can see the color, it's a cylinder like this, so it's just a lot easier to, like, let's say if I duplicate this, if I duplicate the head like this, and then I can very easily make a new color with X, Y. I'm going to mirror this. Okay, so now I have a new object, which is going to be the new color. And then I can go around and flatten this. And this can give a more like organic look too. If you're looking for those kind of like hand modeled clay stylized look, then this would be nice too. But you can see like it's quite hard to control. Like even if I do, let me see, even if I do this, why is the symmetry so weird? Okay, ignore the rotation of the plane. But let's see if I do, well, let me just fix it first. Okay. So even if I do, which direction is it? Even if I increase this, and I have this tutorial on the basics of symmetry tutorial video. Wait, this is the wrong one. Should be the Y. So even if I do this, like repeat my brushstroke around, and then maybe flatten this. So this was kind of how I was sculpting hard surfaces for a while, and then I realized that like it's just not the same as it's just not the same. You can see like there's a little bit of deviation in the plane changes like that. So this one compared to this piece over here, like this is a lot cleaner, and it's a lot better to have a clean object like this. Then I can validate this, and then if I want to, then I can go in and like add all these interesting like textures and stuff afterwards, because it's a lot easier to have like a simple object and a neat object first and then mess it up later than to have a messy object and try to make it neat. So yeah, I hope that answers the questions. I'm gonna have a toilet break, and as a corner bed tradition, I'm going to where's the okay, let me just draw a line here. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Hope you have a good time at work. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm glad that I can help you out too. Hopefully I can. Yeah, it would be cool to catch you again next time. See you. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna leave this over here. haven't really done much for this stream, so let's just focus on sculpting and finishing up. probably talk about how to create these things right here, because I know that this is symmetrical this way, so I can make use of this pivot point to create. Let me rename this. So annoying. Oh, whatever. So I'll make use of this, make sure that I'm in the gizmo mode. I'm going to add a mirror first. And I'm going to bring it down here in the middle of where this will be. So I'll put it here, and maybe I guess I'll do the z-axis mirror, because I want it to mirror on both sides like that. And then now using this pivot point, I can create a sphere like this. I mean, it doesn't really have to be a sphere, but I guess it's a lot cleaner this way. So I'm going to isolate this. If you're curious about how I'm manipulating all this with my macropad, I have a video on how I use this one and what I assign on this. So I'm not going to talk that much about that. So maybe something like this. I find it a lot easier to see the proportions when it has the correct color. I'm just going to put the color in. Something like this is nice. And then make sure that it's like when you look at the animal paws, you can see that this part kind of bumps out like that. And they're quite nice to press. So I'll make one like this, and then I'll duplicate one more and another one here. So I'm gonna clone this one. Checking out instance them. So I'll instance this one. Let me just hide this first. Hide this, okay. Nice things about instance, which also talked about in my tutorial. I guess like as I make more and more tutorials, then it kind of covers more and more subjects. So like this. The nice things about instance is that I can create multiple objects, and then if I decide to change the color like this, you can see that because this object is instance, I can change the colors immediately. Then make sure that it follows the curve of the paws. And I think there's a little bit of asymmetry. So maybe like this one for each digit, like that. And that is the hands done for now, until I want to post this. I don't really know what post to make yet, so I'll just leave it for now. Do something like this. I guess the legs have the same thing, so I can just group this or instance this to the gizmo. When you instance object and you adjust the objects by the gizmo tool, it doesn't affect everything else. So it's safe for me to move things around like this. And then go down like this. Maybe I might need to make the legs bigger. Actually, I want to get the mirror from this too. Do I? Or do I just eyeball this? Maybe I can get the mirror pivot point here. So I have this. Wait, this is wrong. So I have this mirror, I can bring it down here, and then I can move these. Like that, just eyeballing. Like this. Sometimes the mirror is good for checking if things are aligned properly. So when I see that the sphere is exactly the same, like I don't see any duplication, then it kind of means that it's completely symmetrical. Then for this one, I need to make sure that so you can see that I'm using the same objects, but then the mirror is using the pivot point of this leg. And let me add some volume to this. Which is also kind of why my outliner gets really messy. Because I always do shit like this. think that's done for this. Let me add this eyeline here. Probably use this one. Then I will, because I want the tubes tool to be exactly the same, so I will go to the tube tool and I will select one of this tube. Then that way when I draw a new tube, it will be exactly the same settings, like same color and same size, same everything. I'm just gonna do it like this for now. So cute. Probably want to make the bottom part a bit rounder. Now I need to fix this later on. Oh, and then there's a tail here, so I'm going to duplicate this one like this, make it smaller like that. And the tail's done. Yay, it's done. Okay. Probably need to make this part a little bit sharper like that. Done. It's a bit, I feel like it should be a bit rounder. Okay, that's done. I think for the coin, you can probably just use the, let me put this. You can probably use tube tool. So I'll select the tube tool that I know is good, and then do the same thing. Select the tube and select the curve here, and I'm going to draw a line. I think this one, wait, I should select this. It's easier to use less points first, and then make it a lot more detail afterwards. So I'm going to use I like to use the B-spline to create a smoother line. Maybe I should move this up here. Where's the front view when I need it? So maybe like this. Use the snapping feature to snap Should I round the edges? Guess not. I'm gonna create the characters first because they're the main. Hello Shira, how am I? I'm good. How are you? Thanks for dropping by. It's nice to do Nomad Sculpt again and like to do 3D again after a long period of doing 2D stuff. Like it's nice to do both and like mix things around. So I want to create, because the words fill up the whole space, then it's a lot easier for me to see how they fit in the coin when I've made all of them. Yes, of course I remember you. Thank you for coming in again. And thanks for liking my drawing. I think I'll use the same tube stool again. And this time around I'm gonna make it big like this. And I want it to be a bit flat, so I'm gonna use the profile and change this to a cube-like. It's a bit hard to see here. So it's more like a cube now. I think it's a lot easier to see this way. Just because I think it matches this a lot better. And then I'm going to... Should I just remember that this one doesn't really work. Like it creates these weird edges over here. Maybe I change my... let me see. Maybe I can do this instead. Oh, you know what? This is better. Okay, so post subdivision 3 is nice, or 4 is nice, with linear subdivision 2 and division x4 so that it creates 4 sides. Oh, thank you for dropping by. Have a good day. Let me see. So if I do this, and I'm going to shall I instance this? I think for now I'm going to instance this just so that I can adjust the sizes. So let me shall I instance this? One of the things that I can do would be to maybe I'll draw it out. Let me think about it. So I guess this thickness is alright. I'm going to match. Yeah, I guess this thickness is alright. If I zoom out like this, I guess it has to be quite thick. I think it's fine. 0.0123, yeah, it's fine. Then I'll draw this out. I'll draw this out like this. Make sure that the snapping is on. Why is it so different in size? Oh my god, there's no space. Let me bring this. It's a lot easier to space out the things too when there are more and more objects to compare things with. I probably would just go in and refine the placement off stream. But I think for now, looks pretty good. Like everything is quite aligned. I feel like the design of the words is very nice. Is this duplicated? Yeah. Is that? Okay, let's finish this up. Sometimes with thinner lines, it might be better to use a lighter color, but I'll see first. Or maybe I just make it a lot thinner. So I just clone this one, bring it down. Oh, it's in the middle. Because it doesn't really matter where they are. I'll just put it where I find looks nice. I'll probably go back in and let me see, 1, 2, 3. Maybe I should clone this again. Let me put it here. It's so hard to. It's so hard to. Okay. I can deflate this a bit, maybe. I feel like sometimes when the tubes tool kind of like goes in and out of the objects, then you can create these kinds of like nice line work looking thing, like areas like this. So sometimes when these things happen, I just keep it. It's so cute. Oh my god, I have Turbo Granny on my hands. The only thing now is that this one looks pretty round, so I want to flatten this. I'm just going to go in and flatten this a bit like that. The nice thing about working with subdivisions is that because we have this wireframe right here, so when we flatten things out or create plane changes, the wireframe is kind of like giving a nice... Why is this floating? Oh my god. Like, I'm not doing that much, I'm just flattening. But because the wireframe is nice, it's helping me to create a crease on the edges of the mesh. So this is a nice way to create that flat edge. I feel like I can't really get this kind of thing with dynamic topology alone, unless I spend a lot of time, but then it feels like a waste of time. So when I was sculpting armor pieces for my night grain sculpt, which is kind of where I learned to work more with subdivided meshes, is that I'll be doing dynamic topology for my armor pieces, and then I'll spend a few hours on it, like, oh my god, everything kind of looks so lumpy and just very soft. And if I do make it hard surface, I'll be spending like another couple of hours just to make it look hard surface like this, even before doing detailing and all this stuff. And then I was thinking, like, wait a minute, you can probably use objects that have nice wireframes like this and then retain the mesh, like don't use dynamic topology. And because I have a background in doing 3D modeling, like basic 3D modeling that you learn in those kind of general 3D courses, so I kind of know like the basics of wireframes, like how to do retopology and all that things. So I know that doing something like this is just so much easier to create that. Yeah, you see, it's suddenly hard edge like that. So cute. I'm still not really sure about this material. Like, is it metal? I don't know. But I know that's cute. Yeah, such a cute face. Okay, then yeah, I'll think about the poses when I start creating the other characters. Although I'm not really sure whether or not I want to work on this one yet, because I have a bunch of other things I need to finish. Ah, damn it. That's so cute. Okay. let me put this on. I guess before I finish the stream. I was kind of afraid that I wouldn't be able to do much on the stream, but I guess it's always nice to just like learn how to not care about this kind of stuff. So even if I didn't manage to do that much, I think I learned quite a bit in terms of mental fortitude. Let me put this as a shiny matte. I guess it is metal. Let me blur the background a bit. Where's the map? Where's the... Let me see. Subdivide. Is this the correct color? No, it's more like this, I think. Okay. I feel like the body is quite big. What's this? Because I want to resize the whole body. Then I'll create a pivot point here, right from this angle here. And then I will put the stuff, all these things in this. Make sure that it's everything. And then I'm going to shrink this a bit. So like sometimes I have the pivot points on areas where I'm like, how do I want to shrink the body when I feel like the head and body proportions are too not correct? Then I'll create groups like just for the sake of doing that action. Okay, let me, because there's only a limit of like 4 light sources, so I can, oh my god, so cute. I guess the other fun of doing streams is like showing processes and workflows and stuff, and showing the things that I learned along the way of doing very different sculpts. Where was I? Where are the lights? Why is this so dark? Why are you not reflecting stuff? Why are you so dark? I don't understand. Why is it so dark? Maybe I just cheat a bit. Is it because when the roughness is like 0, then it doesn't reflect any light? Is this more like it? Yeah, I think so. And I'm just going to have some fun posing this. And normally when I start doing the posing, then that's when it becomes a bit clearer, like how I should organize the outliner. So like this one, this was this is the body group, but our one, let me see the body group. And this just for fun right now, so I can also group these together. So I'm going to join these, and then now I can post these up. Okay, let me think about this. Just trying things out as usual. So maybe I'll do It is pretty fun. This was something that I was testing on one of my Nomad Sculpt streams, I think. We know I did. Was to create an additive material on the outside and then a solid color on the inside. Not sure whether it will work for this one though. So this is the additive layer. You're not really sure. Like, does it work? Maybe not. Yeah, I guess it makes it a bit brighter. Makes it a bit brighter without losing the dark colors that I want. So, guess everything's always like trial and error with this. Hello, Riley Coblin. Thank you. I can't stop though. This happens all the time. I guess it'd be nice if I have like reflections of this in the background. I guess this is fine. Okay, I should make sure that I have the other cat. Okay, I have the default cat. Because this one's just for fun. Okay, where's the light source? I think it's my first time doing this kind of material, so I guess it's not working out as usual. So probably like something that I can try, because I guess I'm curious to try it, is to duplicate this one, and then I'm going to create. So this is around the time when I'll do transparency and then add a layer and just make sure that I don't do smudging. So but I want this to be bright. So let's try this. And if it doesn't work out, then it's just something that I will learn. Actually, maybe, I wonder whether this would be a good time to make use of the subdivision blurring that I was talking about. Are you even working? Yeah, I don't know. feel like this is really not. Like, I wish I can smudge, but I don't want the mesh to start getting bugged up. Actually, how do I do this? Something like this. Like, maybe I can. Maybe I can. So it's fun to try and figure these kinds of new things out. So I can do this, and then I can do all the symmetry axis, and then with a small brush and dynamic topology. Okay, let me just test this out first, and then add the div. Color is more yellow. Oh, it's so cute. And then how long is this? And then oh, this is so cool. I can make sparkles like this. Making it for the first time, so wasn't sure whether or not it will work, but I think it's working. The metal ball is not working out, but I can just paint it. Oh, that's so pretty. Yes, I got this. Well, things don't have to work out on day one. And I guess that's actually a lot of these things that I'm doing now, a lot of them came from making mistakes, and then like making mistakes for like a specific sculpt, and then when I'm doing another sculpt, I'll be thinking back on like, oh wait, I did that thing which didn't work out on that one, or which did work out that I can apply to this one. So yeah, I feel like even if things don't work out, I'll be like, it's always nice to have this kind of, to build up this reference library of the things that I can do. Oh, this is so pretty. It feels a bit like some sort of Evangelion kind of thing. Like Austin Gundam stuff. Man, I really want to use this for something in the future. So now that the main shape is good, the side view is good, then I can which axis do I need? X axis. Okay. Just to make both sides asymmetrical. It's so cute. think there's a little bit of like limitation of this. Let me shorten this a bit first. Is it y-axis? Yeah. Because I don't like it intersecting with that. And then I can actually no, I want this to be I feel like so I don't have to create this material. Oh, you're liking it, yes. But I'm thinking, can I make this super bright? But I'm going to create, let's save this. Because I think I can to is this the brightest I can go? Oh wait, always unlit, right? So I can do always unlit and then make this a little bit more yellow. So I have a spotlight here. And then I have this pink light. Although I guess, if I do orange, then I can get this that I want. Maybe. And this one. Then maybe I can use this. Can I use this for this? It's not really working. Unless I duplicate this. Duplicate this. Can I make a emissive? Can I like stack them up? Let me see. Are they the same if I stack them? Then maybe I'll make this a bit more yellow. Do I make this more yellow? Or doesn't matter? I think it matters, like I'm seeing more yellow there. Okay. Actually, this thing is doing something. Is it? No, it's not. Yeah, I guess it's doing something. Oh, maybe I should delete this one. It's not doing anything. Maybe if I do this. Because I'm starting to get used to it a little bit, and the lighting is a bit better. So I think I kind of know what I need to do here. I need to outline this with this bright. I'm also purposefully drawing at a distance away from the object so that I can see the whole thing. It's starting to come together. Okay, so let me see. What is this one? Okay, let me group this before I find this too messy and get confused. So this one is opaque object. This opaque object, I can create the dark shadows on it, and then that way it will retain the darkness. Yeah, it's better. It feels really rewarding when things work out after a long time of it not working out. So like one of the downsides with the additive, these things, is that the dark colors are also lost from it. But the bad thing about the opaque, the bad thing about this opaque thing is that it can't, I don't think it can get that bright, is it? Or am I just like making everything too complicated for no reason? But it might be easier like this too, where like the dark colors are on one object like this. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. On one object like this. And then the bright colors is on a base which is zero opacity like this. Zero opacity. and then the layer on top is with opacity, and just make sure that I'm not smudging. Hello, Oscar. You like Turbo Granny? Yes. Dandadan is so awesome. Yeah, so with this layer, which is additive, is it? Oh, no. Yeah, always unlit doesn't work for this, but with additive, I can make the bright colors like really bright. And then this way, let me paint this. And before I forget, let's create a camera here, because the other side is really not painted at all. Okay. So I'm going to do this. I wish I can smudge, but then the smudge is buggy on transparent images. I guess I can erase. I guess that's a nice thing about having the two separate layers too, because I can erase this layer here, and it will bring out the base paint of the other object. So with metal objects, oh my god, is smooth fine? Or is smooth not fine? I think better not smooth. So with metal objects, or shiny objects, it's nice to have like that really sharp contrast. But I don't want the sharp contrast to look like a paint stroke. So if it looks too much like a paint stroke, then I'm going to what's it called? I'm going to erase it. So this one looks a little bit like a paint stroke. And then the contrast between the darks and lights will help to push it a little bit more. The look of... No, it's not. My god, this is so difficult without smudging. So I'm going to finish with this, I guess. But I guess it's losing the roundness, so I'm going to try and make it round. Oh my god, this is so difficult. But it's getting somewhere. I'm like trying really hard to paint in like a round circle so that it's not too... so that it looks like a chrome sphere on my pencil. Like, hopefully, I'm not sure. You don't know what's Turbo Granny? Thank you, Oscar, for the nice explanation. Yeah. Please watch. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Toro Granny is one of the main characters in Dandadan. And it's on Netflix only, or I don't know where it's on, but I watch it on Netflix. I started yeah, an old witch who can run really fast. I started reading it first before watching, and like if you prefer reading manga, then I highly recommend reading Dandadan onto One Piece. I don't even dare to watch One Piece, like it feels so long. Okay, I'm going to make this a bit more round. I really like Dandadan. The high school romance between the two main characters is also like so incredibly sweet and feels so relatable. Like I feel like the awkward romance in like is it high school teens in the show and the manga is just one of the best, I think. Like it feels so real. And like let me show you. Like this, the drawings are really nice. Am I watching Kaiju? Yes, I am. I'm on season 2. Yeah, I just watched episode. I was kind of surprised that season 2 episode 1 was a filler. I'm halfway through episode 2, but I was like, oh shit, I haven't posted like my Twitter yesterday because I was doing something yesterday, and I haven't posted today, so I better do some work. So I stopped watching. But yep, I will finish episode 2 tonight. Oh yeah, look at this, so cute. Look at that. It's so cute. I read Kaiju number 8 too. Like after season 1 ended, I was like, no, I want some more. And I went and read, and I regret because like what's it? I'm not sure whether I've read like until the point where like I'm guessing that season 2 will end at the point where I stop reading because that was the latest chapter that was released. But when I hit like the latest chapter of Kaiju, I was like, damn it. I always regret like reading too early or like watching too early. Oh, where is it? I think that's good enough for now. I will end the stream here. Yes, it's so adorable. Let's make the background really dark. Let me check the light. I guess I can make this just lean into the orange look. This is the rim light on the left. This one is the light to create that bright area. Okay. Then this one, I feel like, let me see. Like, should the inside be white? Inside's white. Does it matter though? Inside's white and then it gets more orange. I wish I can blur it, but I think I can't blur this. Well, couldn't really do that much in this stream. Like, I only sculpted Turbo Granny's limbs and stuff, and the coin. But I hope that you guys are happy with this end result. It's so fun. Like, it's so fun to create different looks in Nomad Sculpt. Okay, let me just try to... Oh, reflection! Okay, reflection. I feel like the reflection is not right though. Depth of field is always clunky, I feel. And the bloom is too much. Unless maybe I increase the threshold. Maybe. Maybe this way then I can make this really like glowy. But not everything. Although it's cute that Turbo Granny is also glowing. Did I just make it worse? Okay, so like this. And then let's boost the saturation a bit, maybe. Maybe not. Something else that I like sounds like your own boat. Let me frame this out properly before I go. So put like this. Okay. And then update this frame. And then okay, something else that I like, what's this, is the scan line, which creates these lines like this. I feel like they kind of look nice on this kind of, like the Gundam, on the Gundam it looks nice. So I was testing it on the Gundam stuff. So this was another one that I did for birthday. And I feel like the scan line really works for, I think, really works for these kind of stuff. And you can see that the lighting is very similar to this, because I was doing the same kind of idea for this sculpt. So yeah, it's nice to transfer different knowledge from different files over. And I think that's about it. Let me just finish up this. That's nice. That's so pretty. I feel like this one's a little bit too much. Yes. Oh, it's so cute. Let me get a different camera angle that doesn't show the dodgy paint. And also make sure that never mind. There's too much work involved in that one. Okay. Oh, one more thing is to create dark paint. Just to do like some blending. Let me see. This color, no, this. It's very subtle, but this will help a little bit. Oh my god. Just a little bit to integrate things together. Oh, this song is so fitting. I think we have to go now. Let me delete these. It's always so cute. Try to do me one more angle. Not sure, but I think that's it for today. Tonight, productive work always. I'm so happy with this. This is so cool and so cute. Let's see. Yeah. I'm showing my boyfriend how it looks. Oh my god, so cute. Yeah. Okay, I'll end it here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Oscar and Raleigh Goblin, for hanging out with me while I finish this up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye.